morning, guys, and welcome to Archer's Anime December. Every review this month will be of a specific anime. But since I dropped the ball and released my 10 favorite anime themes a while back, I've decided to start off with what is said to be the first popular anime, Astro Boy. Based on the 1952 manga Tetsuwan Atamu, or Mighty Atom, Astro Boy was made into an anime in 1963 by the production company Mushi Production, first airing on Fuji TV. As I've just mentioned, this anime is what all other anime descend from, as this is the starting point of the genre's signature animation style. The big eyes, the cartoony human features, and so forth. But what many may not know is that this style was inspired by the original Walt Disney classics, specifically the period of time when animation legend Ub Iwerks worked with Disney. I know I might have butchered his name, but you get the drift. The intro is pretty normal stuff. You've got our hero fighting robots, beating up monsters, toppling KKK members like Domino. Ooh. Moving right along. In case I haven't lost you by now, today's episode is called The Phantom Spaceship. We start off with Dr. Elephant, who is clearly not a battery-controlled toddler's game. He leaves a press conference as a small disc-like robot follows him, until it explodes due to his
invisible radar.
Astro proceeds to create a massive spaceship with the robots in his lab. And it's this kind of animation that, for some reason, reminds me not of Disney but of Rankin Bass's cartoons of the same time period. In particular, Frosty the Snowman and the cartoons from that area. Why does this remind me of that? Not sure, to be completely honest. I think it's just that the flow of the animation seems somewhat similar to those cartoons. Anyways, one single part is left behind because it forgot where it was supposed to go. Astro explains in a way that clearly does not tell us what is going to happen before the end. He's just subtle that way. Then we get to meet today's villain, Captain Olga. I've got to say it. I love this character design, but I have a bit of an issue with it. The way she looks just seems off to me. Once you take into consideration that she's supposed to be a super strict leader of an army. She looks like she should be a plush doll, but why? Look at Poison Ivy. She's very known for her very sexy design, and this makes sense because her character is known to use her looks and her wiles to get what she wants. Another is Ragio from Kill la Kill. Her design fits because she's so vain and egocentric. Finally, there's Nui Harime from the same anime, who uses her cute demeanor and looks as a facade, concealing her completely sadistic nature. Disclaimer, Nui Harime is one of my favorite villains of all time because of this. My point is that Captain Olga is cute, to some sexy, and the writers do nothing with it save for later on. I'll explain that later. Her associate goes the other way, being a complete stereotype through and through. Why not make him appear suave and dapper? Again, I don't hate this design. The reasons behind it just aren't clear, at least at first. They try to make their own version of the spaceship with less than stellar results. The next day comes and they launch the big test, only for the same single part from before to stay behind. This causes it to be captured by British spies. Obviously. The British spies deliver it Olga, and they decide to use it to lure Astro into a trap. You may notice that this review is going by pretty quickly. We're just past the 3-minute mark in the episode, in fact. It's because this episode, unfortunately, has a lot of padding in it. Now, this is extremely common in animated series from this time period, and even in later years. Hell, just look at Sailor Moon. Sometimes they transform twice in the same episode. And sometimes when the animation isn't being duplicated, we have scenes that serve little to no purpose at all to the plot, like Astro going to talk to Dr. Elephant. No more padding, let's move on. Olga asks her henchmen to turn the robot they captured into a boy like Astro. We later find out that this picture is of her late son. Okay, this makes her look more sympathetic. This sadly also adds a bit of depth to a character we'll literally never see again after this episode. This is made clear when Olga has Schlepkin, Sweet Luna, I hope it got that name right, leave the robot with her. The spies kidnap Astro through convincing him to leave with them. The next morning, Schlepkin tests his self-assembled robot tank in front of Astro Boy, causing it to form a cat with an upside-down head. You may ask, why? It's because he's begging Astro Boy to fix it. Guys, I just recently sat through the Smosh movie where all common sense had its head bashed in with malicious glee. Compared to that, this makes all the sense in the world. And yes, I will be reviewing that next year too. For Astro's services, he gets duped, shocked, and then dissected. They duplicate him, throwing the original into the warehouse. It's here where I have to ask, where does that Phantom Spaceship part come into play? We're well over the halfway mark, and so far we've seen little of either Phantom nor Spaceship, so I'm willing to guess that the episode lied to me! We then see Olga trying to play music for her robotic son. Again, it does give the villain more sympathy, and it makes her more than one-dimensional. Schlepkin summons Olga to the porch where the imitation Astro awaits her command. She has him build another ship. Notably, not a spaceship. Freaking liar! They plan to assault the island nation of Boomba.
No! Kill it! Blast it out of the freaking water! Get out of here!
Anyways, the robot son disappears, carrying Astro to a nearby island. Gee, I wonder what that island could possibly be. The next morning, Olga has an entire fleet ready and opens fire on, gasp, the same island that Tommy and Astro Boy are on. The two are almost crushed by a tank when Olga notices and has the tank destroyed. The two are fully recharged with some nearby atomic energy, and Astro goes through the robotic army like a hot knife through butter. Thus until they have the imitation fight Astro. One punch activates the fake bomb. Bye! And that was entirely pointless. Hooray for pointlessness! Olga raises her robotic fortress island into the sky and fires missiles out of the palm trees. Feels like I just wrote some LSD-induced crap, but whatever. Astro picks up Tommy and carries him to the nearby weather station where he can contact the Institute of Science. He does this to recreate the large ship from before.
Ground control to Major Tom.
The spaceship activates and assaults the robot fortress, causing Olga to get crushed by some beams. But Astro saves both Olga and Schlepkin, who pledged to go against their evil ways. And that's it! That was Astro Boy, the Phantom Spaceship. And I am very mixed with it. While I do have concerns with Olga's design, it doesn't compare to the episode's padding and pacing problems. Yeah, I wish I could say that ending was different, but really, it wasn't. It is nice to see a sympathetic villain, but not at the expense of common sense. I'm not really going to criticize the animation here because this was made during a time period when TV animation was still getting off the ground, and regardless of the criticisms I may have against it, it's still innovative. Therefore, my final rating is a 6 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. Give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Next week, it'll be time to duel. I'm Archer. Have a great day.